Hi friends. Sorry, I'm setting this up so it doesn't fall when I'm talking to you. Oh, this is weird. Okay, hold on. Like a shadow on my face. There we go. Okay, so I wanted to take a few seconds, minutes probably, and share with you how I roll at a one-on-one, what I do at a one-on-one, what I take to a one-on-one, and how I keep it simple, and how I'm able to still keep it simple and still close and get a new member. So when I go to a one-on-one, lately my one-on-ones have, I'm sorry, not one-on-ones, my one-on-ones have been a result of someone winning something, a second prize at a vendor event, picking up a roll-on from me, whatever it is. Excuse me. And so I've had something to bring with me. So I bring obviously their prize. Lately it's been a roll-on. And like the one yesterday was the actual prize. I had a winter wellness basket and well, it was in a bag, but she won that. So I take the prize and I also take my premium starter kit, which is, I just have it in a little carry case, and I take a flip kit with me because mindset, whoever I'm talking to is gonna take one home, and I take our enrollment gift with me. And so when I am at a one-on-one and I meet this person for the very first time in person, I give them their gift. It's great to meet you. Here's your gift. And usually I tell them how to use it when I give it to them. So if it's a roll-on let's say it's a stress away roll-on, I said, it's really easy. Simply use it, rub it on your wrist so you can smell it. Hey, Jody. Back of your neck, here, whenever you feel like you need extra support dealing with stress. So that's what I say. And then I mention that using the oils topically this way is one of 3 ways you can actually use the oils. And then I ask them, how familiar are you with essential oils? Sometimes the answers are typically really familiar. I have a ton at home, or I have no idea what they are and why these are going to help me. And the third answer is a little bit. I know a little bit. So having that information and forming them, kind of chatting about, where do they work? Or, are they on break from work? Where do they work? Whatever. Having that conversation, being able to transition from, by the way, using your oils topically, that's one way to use them, but you can also use them a couple other ways. And let me share with you. And so I have my kit with me and I'm like, I just get it out. I'm like, so let me just show you what I have here. Oops, I'm all bouncy. Okay. And so it's a nice transition into essentially a 101 class that I do quickly, and there's so much information. So I do it pretty quickly, but I'm covering the same 3 things that I cover every time. So if someone has no idea what essential oils are, I'm saying, okay, I'm going to tell you real quick, this is what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to tell you what essential oils are, why I use Young Living, what you can do with essential oils, how to use them, how to use these in particular, because I talk about the kit, and then I'm going to tell you how you can get them. So they know those things are coming in their brain. And I usually address what I'm talking about as I'm going through. So I say, okay, first, what are essential oils? So then I go through it. And then I say, why do I choose Young Living? And then I go into that. And I said, okay, and this is how you can use them. I already talked about how you can use them topically. And so I talk about really quick the 3 ways you can use them. In a class, I kind of spread this out and I make it a little bit more informational, but I don't have 2 hours with this person or an hour with this person. I might have 30 minutes. So I say, okay, here I'm going to talk about them. I said you can use them topically, and this is how you would use them topically. I talk about carrier oils, and I talk about their roll-on that has a carrier oil in it. I talk about how they can use them aromatically, how you can diffuse them. And I talk about diffusers, and I talk about putting in your hands. And then I said you can also use them internally, and I go over that briefly as well. And then I go into all the oils, and I talk about how they can be used with those things in mind. So, I mention you can use thieves in tea and make, a great course my phone's ringing. It's probably my mother. She always, nope, I don't even know who that is. So I talk about how you can use lavender. Oh my gosh, you know what? I hung up on him. Sorry. So I talk about you can use lavender, you can diffuse it. That's one way you can use it aromatically. And so I kind of talk about briefly different uses for their oils, and if I did a good job forming and I know what they're dealing with, I can customize the uses to them, and so they can see themselves using the oils. Now, I went over all of this briefly, and then I will say, what do I say? Hold on, I need to think here. Oh, and this is how you can get the oils. And so then I kind of go into that. And I also say, hey, Judy, I mentioned that, I went through all of the oils and I said, these are great. Can you see yourself using any of these? And then they just kind of, yes, I can. I said, well, let me tell you how you can get them. And so I explain the kit. I explain how much it is. I explain the membership, and I cover ER briefly because usually it comes up. They say, oh, do I have to buy every month? And then that kind of allows me to go into ER briefly. And then I mention that while what I mentioned was probably overwhelming and there's lots of information, that they don't have to remember everything because we have an awesome support group in our Facebook group. I will plug them into our email series that we have so they'll get information. And I show them the gift that we give, which has a book, like a resource book, and they'll see that it's kind of like a user guide. And so they'll feel like, oh, okay, I don't need to know everything right now, but I can get this with me and then I can learn. And so those are really the things that I go through quickly at a one-on-one. When I'm meeting someone, really anyone that wants to learn about oils, but especially when I'm meeting someone who's just picking up a roll-on. And like yesterday, she was picking up a raffle gift that she won, and she ended up getting a kit. So you just never know what's going to come out of it. So I like to keep it simple. I like to let people know what they're going to get. And as long as they know what's coming, I'm going to tell you all of these things, and I set it up from the beginning, then they know that I'm on track, and they know that, I don't take a script with me because I have those 3 bullet points in my head, and I know that it's a condensed, shorter class, essentially, because they might have an appointment that they need to get to, and I may not have finished my 1,000 uses of lavender, right? So keeping it short and sweet, covering everything in the kit, and hey, Tam, showing them, while having the kit there obviously is great because they can touch and feel and smell and all of that stuff, but showing them the resources that come along with it help them feel comfortable and not as overwhelmed as they might feel with all of this information that we just verbally vomited over them, and they might feel overwhelmed by all of that. I don't know what to do with these oils, but anyway, so that's kind of how I roll on my one-on-ones. One-on-one sounds a lot like 101, but anyway, so that is what I do. I like to close with, I usually say this. I usually say, because I've said, now I'm going to tell you how to get them. I explain, like I said, I explain the kit, the price, the membership, the requirements, all of that stuff. And then I say, I recommend that you get a kit and try it. I think you're really going to like it. I can help you do that right now. Are you interested? Or I say, would you like to get started? That's all I say. Because they know everything. I got to bring it around. They have to be told what to do. They have to know that if they want a kit, and I tell them, because I usually bring a flip kit with me. I have a kit in the car you can take home with you. Do you want it? That's kind of what I say. Like, do you want it? Because it's yours. So anyway, that's what I do. I hope that helps a little bit when you're thinking about how you're going to do your one-on-ones. Obviously, we all have different personalities, but this is kind of how I serve. No, not kind of. This is how I serve the people that I bring roll-ons to and meet up with. So keeping them, letting them know what the plan is the whole time, just kind of, I think, helps them feel safe, secure, and knowing that you're not going to be there rambling on and on forever about why they should get the oils. So anyway, if you have any questions, please post them in the comments on this video. I would be happy to clear up anything. And I hope you're having a great day. And I will, I'm sure, be back again later. Adios.